I hope you had as much fun as I did on Tuesday with your swims. I just wanted to do a really quick video. I've got the whiteboard in behind me here explaining the way that Silver Springs has set up their pool so that when we get back in there on tomorrow, we're going to be able to save some time. Basically, I'll explain what we're doing on the video, and then we won't have to do it in the morning, so we'll have more time swimming. Okay, so in behind me here, you can see Silver Springs pool. Up on the west end here, we've got the diving boards. Basically, what we're gonna do is we'll meet over here in the green space, do our stretching, and then when we come to the lanes, we'll get folks that are moving in the sort of 135-ish or greater, fast people in this single lane. We're going to do 2 in this lane, swimming in a clockwise direction. Moving back over here, the 145 to 135-ish crowd. We're gonna try spacing ourselves 3 meters apart. So when we get our full 10 participants, we'll have everybody staggered like this so that we maintain our social distance. And then we're just gonna basically swim in that counterclockwise rotation here in each of the lanes. Silver Springs has 2 double wide lanes and a single. So essentially we're gonna have 4 people in each lane, 2 on the end. More than likely, we're only probably ever gonna have 8 or 9 at a time, but if we do have the full 10, this will be the setup. That'll make sure that everybody has plenty of space and that we can get our routine done without incident. So we talked a little bit yesterday about the overarching goal of our 8 swim sessions that we're doing at the Silver Springs pool. Want to just start off by saying that when we're doing things in the pool, a lot of times, we're going to be referencing the idea of going faster. How can we go faster? And completely understand that that's not everybody's goal, and that's fine if it's not yours. We are there primarily to have fun, but the overarching goal that we did create for these sessions, the sort of theme that we're working on is, I said, was our pull, and I wanted to just elaborate a little bit on what that means. So to start off, I've got on my board here, you can just see I've got basically the 2 distinct styles of swimming on the board here. The first is the smooth, in quotation marks, long stroke. I don't want to make any confusion. This style of swimming, which is probably preferable for triathlon, is definitely a long stroke as well. The idea is not to shorten our stroke. We want to keep that long stroke. But what we're going to look at is 2 different ways of swimming. And the smooth, here you can see that it's characterized by a lower stroke rate. So we're talking 30 to 65 strokes per minute. Don't worry if that doesn't mean anything to you right now. Other characteristics are it's an efficient pool style, and it looks great too. It's got that classic high elbow recovery, so that's as the arm is recovering, nice and steep angle close to the body. It's great, and it sort of taught a lot. One thing we want to watch out for though with that one is the overglide, which is going to add a dead spot in, and where this comes into play, especially in triathlon, is going to be when we're hitting wind and waves and turbulent water. So what we want to do, if we can, is we want to try to be able to do both, essentially. So if we're doing the smooth style, we want to make sure that we're not over gliding, that we're not adding in that dead spot, that we're, I like the word extension, not gliding, because the extension is gonna captures the idea of extending the body, but we're not waiting to take that stroke. The stroke is continuous. There's never a stop in the propulsive forces that we're using. So we go down here to the straight arm recovery. That's characterized by a higher stroke rate. Great for triathlon, great for wind, waves, really turbulent water, you know, sometimes you're swimming in a group of 100 people or more. So you want that. You want that higher stroke rate. But what we don't want to do is shorten the stroke. And that's usually what happens when you start to get fatigued and things. And if we go up here, that's where the power comes in. So we want to develop power, of course, developing strength and power for our pull phase of the stroke is going to take some time. It's not going to be done in our 8 sessions. We'll you know, by number 8, we'll be getting there. But it definitely, it's something that gets developed over, you know, your yearly cycle, whatever you're doing. So just to sort of recap, we want to try to develop both of these styles, and that's what we're doing with this clinic, is that we're going to get in there. Tuesdays, we're going to really slow things down, work on a smooth, long stroke, high elbow, just really focus on our technique a lot. When we get in on Thursday, we're going to be, you know, we're going to be working basically on a higher cadence swim. And even if it's just a little bit of a higher cadence, that's a success as long as you're not actually slowing down for those sessions. So we will do that. So I've got down here, just to give you an idea of the cadence that we're looking at. Most swimmers are taking their strokes between 0.99 seconds and 1.5 seconds. So you know, for most of us, and myself included, in this range, comfortable sort of distance swimming, 1,500 meters or less. So we are talking standard triathlon or sprint or less. You know, we're in this 2 minute to 1:30 range. Optimum stroke per minute is going to be in the 60 to 70 range. You know, if you're a really talented swimmer and you're swimming at 130 to 110, things start to change a little bit. And you might be in the 60 to 90 strokes per minute range. But for our purposes, I think we're going to say that kind of the 60 to 70 is the goal. I think if we try to go any faster than that, we're going to be shortening our stroke. So I think a question that a lot of people have is sort of like, well, what's the optimum stroke rate? It depends on a lot of factors. It depends on your strength, your body composition, your style of swimming. There's a lot of different factors. For triathlon, particularly, I don't like to start doing a lot of counting and things while I'm swimming. So I have actually behind me here a metronome. Same thing that is used to time your music on a piano, and I've got it set at about 45 here, so you can hear what that sounds like, and if you can imagine your arms moving at that pace, pretty slow. When we get into the 60 to 70, we'll set it at about 66. It's going to be more like that. Okay, so that's kind of what we're going for. We'll see if it works or not. But anyway, hopefully you're having fun doing it, and I know I am. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and we'll do some more swimming. Okay guys, let's go through tomorrow's workout really quickly. You know, we've got it on video here. You can sit with your coffee or your margarita or whatever you're doing. And then we'll save a little bit of time for tomorrow. So tomorrow, of course, it's Thursday, July 23rd. We're going to do a warm-up. We're going to do a vertical kick drill, 20 seconds on, 40 seconds scull, 6 times. So So what that is, we're gonna move to the deep end of the pool. We're gonna do hands up, and we're gonna do a nice tight kick from the hip, fairly vigorously. This should be pretty challenging to do 20 seconds. Of course, if you can't do 20 seconds, you can't do 20 seconds. Come back down on for that 40 seconds. You're putting your hands down here and you're sculling. You're maybe opening up your flutter kick a little bit. You even, you can do egg beater kick if you want. That's your rest period, and then we're going back 20 seconds off. We're gonna do that 6 times, okay? Number 2, we're gonna do a 200, 4 laps of the pool, front crawl with the pull. This time we're gonna focus on a roll during the warm-up. So we're looking for 45 to 60 degrees roll. We're gonna come in, we're gonna take a little bit of rest here, then we're gonna come back, we're gonna do 2 laps backstroke, and you can do whatever style you want. You can do elementary, you can do whatever. Number 4, we're gonna do 100 side stroke easy. Tomorrow is supposed to be a beautiful day. You'll be able to have your head out of the water, listen to music, look at the sky, whatever you want to do. Just enjoy being in the pool. That'll conclude the warm-up. Then we're going to get into the main. There's going to be 2 options for this, which I think is good, considering you might have something that you want to try that you've been just waiting for some pool time to try. It's really hard to get time in the pool right now due to circumstances. But so 2 options. 1, free swim, which is essentially you've got the 40 minutes, half hour, whatever it works out to be after the warm-up to just do your own thing. And so we'll get those people to all go in one lane, and then we'll use the remainder of the lanes for the workout. So number 2, the workout is going to be 400 meters. We're going to do 3 100s with 20 seconds rest, and we're going to practice what we were talking about earlier. We're going to do 1 length of the pool. We're going to do a long stroke, like smooth stroke, the high elbow stroke. Okay, and we're going to come back and we're going to do 33 1 length of the pool. We're going to experiment a little bit with a faster cadence, and you might even want to try that straight arm recovery at this point. Just make sure that you are not shortening the stroke. The idea is faster cadence, still with a long stroke. Okay. So number 2, we're going to do 10 50s with 20 seconds rest. We're gonna do no fins for this, and it's going to be a fast and then a slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, every 50. Okay. Number 3, we're gonna do a 500. We're gonna do 2 times 4 laps, front crawl with fins, and this one's gonna be a build swim. So what that is on our first one, we're gonna do zone 2 to 3. Second, we're gonna do 3, 4. Third 50, we're gonna do 5, 6. Fourth 50, we're gonna do 7 to 9. And of course, I would never put a 10 on the board because that's just crazy. And that'll be